The mind can never be the root of freedom. There is no need to think or argue it. Just feel it. Freedom is a way of beating, breathing, and laughing from the soul. It is a life of expressing itself freely without legal framework. Freedom, like life, wisdom, and spirituality, is a gift. It is not granted by the system. It's not a right that you have or you do not have. It's a natural condition that a state, religion, and market snatch from the citizen. People have an inside capacity to feel and decide what to do and what not to do. The will of an individual is not in the laws, belief, or the options of an environment predetermined by the system. Adapting to the environment is not a good option. It is much better to create the environment according to their feelings, based on a way of being that harmonize with their gifts and talents. If men and women would suspend their desires, emotion, and align themselves with their truth and deep feeling and their vital needs, the planet will be completely different. Consider the activity that is determined by the internal vibration, help define the best possible version of our civilization. To become aware of the internal reality and to expand is to rise up to have an improved society. That means that the daily practice of unity consciousness and universal fraternity from each person add favorably to the community. Planetary digital social currency strengthens this fundamental humanistic principle. This is freedom, meaning free will. It is to be free from referees of daily actions. By mutual agreement is needed, empathy and solidarity, both parties acting in freedom. A judgment that established from early birth when you was born, modeling the thinking and the way of acting. Dictating in schools, institutional, living outside the innocence and utilizing the memory instead of stimulating the curiosity and the joy. With able to experiment and directly applying creativity and finding of life that comes from the inside and not from the external. For too long, the behavior of men and women is not based on their protection of their souls. It is the result of teaching to exercise how to behave in society, because this is a legal way to proceed, and that is how the right thing is done. But that was just done. But is this right to betray one's own feeling? Free will is the beginning of the expression of the person. The conscious will is the path for transcending in the community. Self-confidence is the opportunity to express yourself with authenticity and genuineness from the very essence of being unique and individual. However, the system has instilled fear and happiness as two important issues, as well as security, but they are illusions, invented situations to control and dominate. There is no fear, happiness, nor does security exist. Fear paralyzes, blocks you, and void your ability to act. It does not make any sense that there is something that is not good to work and rather harms. Happiness is a place that you never reach because you always want more. Advertisement, celebrities, and cinema are responsible for explaining that there is better option. But that is something that you have to go far away. You have to work harder. You should continue working so the wheel of consumption in the will and industry work. The most absolute security is certainly broken before fortuitous event that could never been seen. They arise suddenly and without warning, unpredictable event that demolish the fastest, the safest castle. The purpose of a human existence is to find a purpose that gives meaning to our existence. It is impossible without putting into play the gift and talent, without having the ability to play and have fun while proceeding to create what makes us feel good and which we are united from the most inner of ourselves. It is when the inside energy works because the soul is activated at full capacity, without obstacle or the system. Breathing honesty is the first step in determining one's power. Choosing ourselves is what provides enough knowledge to understand that no external influence can govern our life. Whatever from the state, laws, religion, belief, or market, and their options. The purpose of free will is to change systematic behavior procedure to place the system. The attitude of behavior comes from the fundamental humanistic principle. However, this situation has been altered for several centuries. It is modified by force and with increasing sophistication from the cradle to the grave on behalf of the institutions. Behind the pyramidal organization charts at hidden guidelines that go in a clear direction to cut the free will of the citizen. The people must obey. The elites say with what they want, thinking the owner of the planet. The world population is subject to the rules that makes up this small group called negative headquarters. Intelligent biological entities, awkward and love, being of an executive that touches the most shameless and absurd brutality. Human nature had to do with nature, with its natural process, beauty and truth, but never with the lies and cruelty of the rules promoted by the negative headquarters throughout the exercise of power when directing the control panels of large corporation, industrial and international organization, intelligence agency, and financial entities. Law and justice are two of the system to snatch the natural process and choices and human nature of the people, but it's inside of a human being to seek the truth and find themselves on the journey. It's proper of the citizen to choose what is proper for them and benefits to them, but none of these things can be done without freedom. There is a popularity of the world population. There's through this structure that produces a machine that the human soul. People will be a slave if they keep practicing the doctrine of the system. But all of the citizens, the precise money that will be a possession of few, the congestion of the human being will be subjected. But if each citizen, they can do anything that can benefit both parties, that can create that money, the control of free will would have in each hands of the people. They have the will to govern themselves. All human beings is in the need to reach the expression of themselves. The feeling of the citizen is rooted in his soul, never to his mind, that reason based on the data, procedures, and scheme installed from the childhood by the system, reinforced in the adult world by the infinity of international intentional distraction to avoid hearing the voice of the soul. From his creation, our body contains the parts of the cosmos. We are seeds of the cosmos of the earth. Our natural condition is to learn by unity to the dance and harmony of the planets aligned in perfect balance. Citizens are able to learn on the side of the balance that is our essence, not on the side that has nothing to do with the cosmic energy and is an amorphous form of ruthless government. The natural inclination from the citizen towards what is considered best for himself and others should never be in favor of what it is right and legal, according to the rules in which he has not participated in his development. The preparation of an attitude based on our own principle is contradictory to the behavior under the threat of constant punishment, fines, jails, social ridicule, marginalization of a group. It will be in function of their vibration that the men and women of the planet will be able to govern their life with the help of energy methods, instead of continuing to accept the unique through a judgment and logic imposed by the influence of the institution. We were born free, but the environment quickly builds walls and assigns behavior programs that allow children to grow captive without the option of intimate embrace in the communion of soul. As the mind takes possession of the individual and the ego takes control of the person, following the doctrine of the system, the soul does shrink and wrinkle slowly dies, but never dies because it extinguishes completely. The human being is separated from the essence by a doctrine that makes sin and automation unconscious of itself. The natural gifts of a people are diminished, restricted, canceled as much as possible. Childhood patterns are sought out, stereotypes are copied by entertainment, and correction established from the institution. Without the protection of the family that follows the rules, norms, and laws, instead of the internal feeling of life and the world in their own hearts.